Opinion: The Cry of the Almajiri, Part 2, by Femi Fani-Kayode. Editor's note: a former Minister of Aviation Femi Fani-Kayode in the second party of his essay, The Cry of the Almajiri, said that there can no longer be any form of genuine love between different regions of Nigeria. The former minister also said that some people, especially leaders and politicians from the north, are only paying lip service to the unity of Nigeria. To the people of the southwest, south, southeast and the middle belt I say the following. We must be steadfast and strong. We must look to our God and draw our courage and inspiration from Him. We must take off the gloves and get down to some hard work. We must forge closer ties and remain united. We must stand shoulder to shoulder and resist these hegemonists and born-to-rule devils with every fiber of our being. The Holy Bible says that the blessing of the Lord resides where there is unity. It tells us that the power of God flows where and when there is unity between believers and when those that share common values and a common worldview are in one accord. That is why the North spends a good deal of its time trying to sow seeds of division between the ethnic nationalities of the South. They feed on and draw strength from our petty rivalries and internal divisions. Yet the truth is as follows. We all know it, but no one wants to say it. And that truth is that the answer to Nigeria's problems is not just in restructuring, because too much innocent blood has been spilt and shed by our collective oppressors over the last 57 years. Restructuring is only the first step, and it is nothing but a means to an end. Essentially, it is just a temporary and ephemeral palliative. It is a good first step in what will be a long and hopefully peaceful journey to an expected and better end. The Holy Bible says that the blessing of the Lord resides where there is unity. The final and lasting solution to our numerous problems is either a complete breakup of the nation into 5 or 6 pieces at the very worst, or the implementation of what has come to be known as the Gideon-Orkar solution, where the 2 core northern zones of the northwest and the northeast are excised and expelled from the federation at the very best. Either of the 2 options are fine by me. Too much innocent blood has been shed over the years by the internal colonialists for anything else to suffice. There can no longer be any genuine love and true fellowship between us. And if we say that there is or that there can be, then we are just fooling ourselves and pretending. Why should we continue to be our brother's keeper when that brother hates us so much? The bottom line is that there is no longer any basis for unity between the North and the South. Between the House of Fulani core North and the rest of the country there is no love lost. The great Greek philosopher Plato once said, "No one is more hated than he who speaks truth." He is absolutely right. Yet despite that, I have spoken the truth on this matter anyway, and I stand to be corrected. I have spoken that bitter truth because I refuse to be intimidated or to be bound by political correctness. Love me or hate me and take it or leave it. And despite the hatred and the insults that will come as a consequence of speaking truth, posterity will prove me right and judge me kindly. Meanwhile, I laugh when I read the obscene words and hear the obnoxious and self-serving cry of the Almajiri. They have said that the Yoruba are chronic backstabbers, and that is an insult that they will live to regret. When will these creatures learn that they need Nigeria far more than Nigeria needs them? The time of glorifying themselves and feeding their vain and fanciful delusions of grandeur will soon be over. Until then we shall continue to look unto the hills from whence our help, and we shall continue to call on the Lord of hosts and the Ancient of Days to deliver us from these hateful Eruwa demons. permit me to end this contribution with the words of Pastor Bayo Oladeji, who is the spokesman of the President of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN. On 29 June he wrote, "When we told you that Christians are being marginalized and being discriminated against in the North, they said we are lying. Dare them to publish name of public schools in the North where Christian religious education is being taught, name of states where churches are being given the C of O of their land, name of states where Christians are given support for holy pilgrimages as it is being done for the Muslims. They are keeping quiet. Yet they are paying lip service to the unity of Nigeria. As long as a group of people or a section of the country are being treated as second-class citizens, the unity of the country will remain a mirage. May those that dispute the fact that we have a major and festering problem in this country and that unity between the core Muslim North and the rest of the country is nothing but a vain illusion consider Oladeji's insightful words. The great French writer and philosopher Voltaire said, "To know who rules over you simply find out who you cannot criticize." Those slaves that find it difficult to challenge or criticize the Northerners and their numerous excesses and acts of tyranny clearly know who their masters are. May God help them before it is too late. I would rather die on my feet as a free man than live on my knees as a slave," concluded.